MMA Boxing Talk here. I just wanted to put out a prediction video for the upcoming card this weekend, UFC Fight Night 100 in Brazil. I'm not going to talk about the whole card, just the last three fights. Now there is also UFC Fight Night 99, which is taking place the same weekend in Northern Ireland. That'll be earlier in the day. Gegard Mousasi versus Uriah Hall. I'll be putting out a prediction video for that right after this video. But yeah, so we got the main event for UFC Brazil is Ryan Bader versus Antonio Nogueira. Co-main event, Thomas Almeida versus Albert Morales. And the fight before that, Courtney Casey versus Claudia Gadelha. So right off the bat, I'll talk about the main event. This fight wasn't supposed to happen. I can't remember who Bader was supposed to fight. But anyhow, they're fighting now. Ryan Bader, I'm picking him to win. He's 7 years younger. He's in his last 7 fights. Ryan Bader is 6-1 in the UFC. So I mean, he's been on a pretty good roll, other than the Rumble Johnson, which Rumble's going to beat him anyway. I think eventually, but Nogueira, I just don't see Nogueira winning this fight. He's 7 years older than Bader, and despite Nogueira getting a knockout this year over Pat Cummins, I wouldn't really put too much stock into that because Pat Cummins had been knocked out twice in 2015, the year before. So it's not that impressive. Ryan Bader's going to win this. Probably decision. Maybe he'll get a late stoppage, but I'm going to go with decision. Ryan Bader, unanimous. Co-main event, we have the very exciting and dynamic Thomas Almeida. Let me say, he's a dynamic striker. Not so much a dynamic fighter. He's got his ground game's probably decent, but we don't really see it. Thomas Almeida he's fighting. First of all, he's fighting Albert Morales. Thomas Almeida, though, very, very high volume striker. He was undefeated up until he met Cody Garbrandt, which was a huge fight. I could not wait for that one to happen. Two knockout guys, two young studs, young hungry lions. And Cody Garbrandt got the best of Almeida, but Almeida hasn't fought since. This is his return fight since getting knocked out in May against Garbrandt. So Thomas Almeida I'm pretty sure he's 20-1. He's got 16 KOs, three submissions, 1 decision. He's only ever had 1 decision out of all of his 20 wins or 21 wins, whatever it is. But he's taking on Albert Morales. Albert Morales is a little bit bigger. He's 2 inches taller. He's got 2 inches of reach on Almeida as well. But Albert Morales had 1 UFC fight. His hands aren't the greatest, I find, especially his striking defense. I think Almeida's going to pick him apart, to be quite honest. Morales is very tough, though. He's very durable, it seems. And he's got good kicks, good leg kicks. So we'll see. Maybe he'll cause some problems by kicking Thomas Almeida's legs. We'll see. But I think Almeida's hands are too fast and too precise for Albert Morales, and I see him just picking him apart on the feet with his hands. And he's got great Muay Thai too as well. Like, it's not just his hands, Thomas Almeida. He's got tremendous Muay Thai. His knees are vicious. The flying knee against Brad Pickett was epic. He's got great elbows as well. Spinning elbows, just straight elbows, like jabs. He can do it all when it comes to Muay Thai, but definitely picking Thomas Almeida. And also, the next fight, Claudia Gadelha versus Courtney Casey. Courtney Casey, she's a tough opponent. She's fairly well-rounded, but she's dealing with Claudia Gadelha. And, up until this Saturday, I had easily Claudia Gadelha was the number one contender in the world after Joanna and Jacek. Claudia Gadelha has never been stopped by Joanna. She fought her twice. She went 8 hard rounds with Joanna. Um, losing both contests. The first one was very close. The second one not so much. But Claudia Gadelha, in my opinion, was number one in the world after Joanna. But Joanna's, most recent fight, she did great. She dominated despite the fourth round. But Karolina Kowalkiewicz is also in the mix. I think she could give Claudia Gadelha a run for her money. But I want to talk about Claudia Gadelha versus Courtney Casey. I think Claudia Gadelha is going to win, no problem. It's a 3-round fight. She won't have cardio issues. She can handle herself in 3 rounds. It's when she's fighting 5, her cardio, her gas tank depletes, like we saw against Joanna and Jacek, both times really. And I mean, to be honest with you, Courtney Casey, she's a little bit taller. She's quite a bit taller. She's 3 inches. She's 4 inches taller than Claudia Gadelha, and she's got 4-inch reach advantage. So that is significant. But Claudia Gadelha's wrestling, her athleticism, her strength, she's much stronger than Courtney Casey physically. She's just gonna dominate her, GSP style. Perhaps ground and pound. We'll see. I could see her maybe getting a late finish against Courtney Casey. She is durable, Casey, so we'll see. But Claudia Gadelha all day is going to win a unanimous decision here. But these are good fights, especially Almeida and Gadelha. They're coming off of losses. We'll see how they respond. I feel that they still have a lot to prove, Almeida and Gadelha, despite coming off losses. But they got to keep plugging away. And I think they're going to both get the wins, on Saturday. And Ryan Bader as well will get a unanimous decision, I feel. But let me know what you guys think. That's it for this one. If you like the video, subscribe. Peace.